I want to touch on this idea that some women need to be humble. A post from my faithful Facebook timeline brought this thought about, and before I get into my perspective, I'll give some context by sharing what I came across. So apparently this lady, Erica Banks, said, "You gotta look a certain way to party with me." And she's referring to women, I assume. I don't know who she is. I don't particularly care, because this isn't about her. This is about an idea. The reason I referenced her is because the post that provoked my thought and that I am about to read references her. All right? So here goes that. Erica Banks sounding just like an N-word. You know how many men in the club, bars ask me why I'm hanging out with certain women and if I'm purposely hanging out with someone to look like the pretty one. I remember hanging with one chick, a friend from the past. A group of men approached us and she told one of them she wasn't interested. Another one in the group asked me why she was acting like the light-skinned pretty friend and that she's probably getting her self-esteem from hanging out with me. I asked him, so because you think she isn't attractive by your standards, she should be more humble. The entire group said yes and laughed. I ripped them a new one. Child, no. So shout out to my Facebook timeline, my faithful Facebook timeline, and the young lady who shared the post, and for not engaging in what would have been a clown session behind her homegirl's back. Much respect. That being said, dude asked two controversial questions, and I'm going to attempt to break down the ideas or the thinking behind both of them. If she's purposely hanging out with someone to look like the pretty one. So let's go into the minds of some men. When there's an obvious disparity with regard to physical attraction between one woman and the group she's in, it makes her appear to be more extraordinary. On the surface, it seems intentional. I'm sure some women do indeed purposely hang among less attractive women so that they stand out. They want all the pretty privilege to themselves. This is the thing. Conversely, some women prefer to hang among women on their level of attractiveness so that the pretty privilege is more evenly distributed among the group and she doesn't have to absorb all the attention herself. I've witnessed this and heard this actually expressed because those women simply want to blend in and they feel more genuinely welcomed by those particular types of women that they feel are on their level of attraction. Why her friend is acting like the light-skinned pretty friend. I don't care for the light-skinned part of that statement because that's that colorist shit and I don't respect it. But that pretty part is the thing and we all know it. There is an energy that women who embrace their pretty privilege carry. It's like another level of confidence that borders on arrogance, but it's acceptable to some because that's part of pretty privilege. When men observe women that they don't consider pretty or pretty enough to be moving with that type of energy, that's when statements like the aforementioned are spoken. And even if they aren't spoken, you can trust and believe that it's a thought. And it's not just a thought among men, it's obviously a thought among women, a la Erica Banks in her statement. And yes, whether it's spoken or it's a thought, the notion that such a woman needs to be more humble is a reality to many men and women. People in general, they feel like that. They might not say it, but they feel it. Now, in any situation, common courtesy and basic human decency should be a prerequisite to social interaction. But at the point where catering comes into play, that's reserved, baby. And if you got it like that, you do. If you don't, you don't. Whether you think you do or don't, your lived experiences are going to tell the tale. And sometimes it's telling you to sit down and be humble. Here's the afterthought of my original thought. After I recorded that, looked back at it, I think I left something in particular out. The lady told some men she wasn't interested. Now, I gotta be honest. I can't help but be honest in this moment. Even though the right of refusal is a thing, no woman has to be interested in you regardless of what you think she looks like. However, that does not change the thinking. There are certain women that when men look at them, they don't quite got it like that to men, and so those men feel, some of us feel like, how dare you? Like, you ain't got it like that. Be humble. Like, as if she should be so thankful that those particular men were even interested. The arrogance of us men, yeah. Whether it's delusional or not, it exists. And they look at her and probably think to themselves, how dare she reject me? I ain't saying it's right. I ain't saying it's okay. I'm saying it's what it is. That's all I got.